Hi students, it's time for chapter 2 of the book on EPIC about elections and voting. So you'll need to have two windows open. Use the link in the checklist to go to my video and use the other link in the checklist to go to EPIC so that you can read as I read to you. Sounds good. All right. Chapter 2, Candidates and Campaigns. A person who runs for office is called a candidate. Say it. Candidate. Each candidate has his or her own reasons for running. Some feel a sense of duty. They want to serve their city, state, or nation. Others are unhappy with the way the government is working. They want to change it. Requirements for office, and office means whatever job you want to get elected to is a particular office, like being mayor, that's an office. President, that's an office. Candidates for office must meet specific requirements. The U.S. Constitution, and that's a big old list of rules basically for our country. The U.S. Constitution sets guidelines for the president. The president must be a natural-born citizen. That means he or she has to have been born in the United States. He or she must have lived in the United States for at least 14 years. The president must also be at least 35 years old. The Constitution also has requirements for members of Congress. Both senators and representatives must live in the state they represent. Senators must be at least 30 years old. They must have been U.S. citizens for 9 years. Representatives must be at least 25 years old. They must have been U.S. citizens for 7 years. State offices have requirements too. They vary from state to state. Political parties. Most candidates belong to either the Republican Party or Democratic Party. Each party has different ideas about how to govern. Republicans generally believe in limited government, so they think the government shouldn't have very many jobs. They are called conservatives. Democrats generally believe in a more powerful government. They are called liberals. Before an election, a candidate joins the party that is closest to his or her beliefs. Several people from one party often want to run for the same office. To choose a candidate, party members meet in each state. They pick a candidate in a primary election or caucus. The winner then runs in a general election, which is what we're about to have. Let's see, on the side of this page, there's a little blurb about special elections. Not all elections are about choosing leaders. Sometimes a referendum appears on the ballot. It allows voters to decide a specific issue. A school district may request a tax increase to fund new computers. That happened in our school district. What? Voters can approve or deny the request. Approve or deny. Voters may also take part in recall elections. These are legal in approximately 1/3 of U.S. states and 60% of U.S. cities. A recall happens when citizens want an official to be removed from office. You're out of here. Voters decide if the person should be removed. If the recall is successful, voters select a replacement. All right, so I'm going to pick up where I left off. The process to elect the president is different. Whoop. Come on. I have to click in just the right place. Apparently, not there. There we go. Each party holds a national convention. It is a 4-day meeting where the party officially nominates a candidate. The nominee accepts with a speech. Then the campaign for the general election begins. Campaigns. A campaign is an effort to win over voters. Candidates travel in the area they represent. Presidential candidates travel throughout the country, and our presidential candidates are doing that right now. at this very minute, maybe. Other candidates travel in their home cities and states. While campaigning, candidates explain what they would do if elected. A candidate might share a plan for creating new jobs. Voters may want a new city park. So a candidate might explain how he or she would raise the money for it. Candidates often appear in television and radio programs. They may use newspaper ads to share their ideas. Candidates also use websites, Facebook pages, and Twitter accounts. Tweet. Let's see. There is a sidebar that says perspectives. It's like viewpoints, points of view. Public opinion polls. In 1935, George Gallup began a newspaper column called America Speaks. It was the first time someone took a scientific approach to opinion polls. Since that time, public opinion polls have become common. Today, candidates watch poll numbers closely. They want to see how they are faring in the campaign. So right now, the way that public opinion polls are being used is that people go out and ask, or maybe even phone call or on the computer, find out if people like one candidate more than the other. So it's almost like an election before the election, so that the candidates can find out, are they saying the right thing? Is there something they need to do to change their campaign to make it work better? All right. So further evidence. The main point of Chapter 2 is candidates and campaigns. The Pew Research Center, love that name. The Pew Research Center reports that only approximately 2%, that's a really small amount, of Americans say they have run for public office. Read the article at the website below, then write a profile of the people who seek public office. Explain why they do that. And I'm going to make that a challenge assignment, and you can click on the link in the Epic book if you want to go further, but you do not have to do that. And that is that.